the DSS officials that were sacked, basically sacked, pictures put out there in the open, pictures and names put out there in the open. They didn't tell us exactly why, if it's due to corruption, if it's due to misconduct of some sort. They just said it's,
unscrupulous activity.
Unscrupulous activity. What are your thoughts? What exactly is going on here?
Let me start with the DSS.
Okay.
The DSS started with Nigeria Security Organization, NSO. When Rafin Dadi was their DG, at that time, there was high level of professionalism. You will never identify, even at the point of being lynched, a DSS official, an NSO official. I was very young then. I was a rate collector in my local government. We apprehended one man. He looked every inch a peasant farmer. And he couldn't show us why he didn't pay his tax. So we brought him to the office. It was at the level of the treasurer of the local government when it said he wanted to talk one-on-one with the treasurer that he brought out. Luckily for me, I came in at that moment. If you know the layers of cellophane bags that he used to wrap his NSO ID card, that NSO was written in red. Now said, he cannot disclose his identity. This is where I work. And my boss was treasurer then, said, go and release him and give him everything and apologize to him. That was the way of secret. They call them secret police. But now it is open police. In beer parlor, you will see DSS operative putting his service pistol on his lap to show you that if anybody messes up, I'll deal with him. And he's quick to announce. You will see DSS operative, musicians sing, praising them at parties. It is anathema. You are not supposed to even be known in your community. Those days, I wanted to join. I attended, then they were not even recruiting graduates. They were recruiting school certificate holders. I attempted to join. And, the discreet way of picking those they will pick, there is somebody or two people elsewhere that are not seen. They are watching your containers, your dismissal, and then the way you are freely bantering with people. Once you banter with 2-3 people, they know that you are too popular. They don't need you. No matter how brilliant you are. That was the NSO that moved to SSS, now DSS. Then you see DSS officials storming Yahoo's houses, taking them off that house, but never gets to their office. Between that house and their office, they are settled. And they even have the shamelessness to bring that Yahoo boy back to his house intact. So I am not surprised. There are many of them that have not been detected. So it is good that they are doing internal purging. And maybe that will also send the right signal to those who are still inside and wants to behave this way. Now, coming to the soldiers, it is not unexpected. There was a time when Boko Haram was very hot. A particular barracks where Gideon Oka and his coup mates were kept before their execution. They arrested 2 Boko Haram kingpin. They kept them in different cells with 2 soldiers on guard and running shifts. Do you know that those soldiers escaped? Those Boko Haram members escaped. And the military didn't try the commander of that barracks You know the person they picked up? The great commander, a brigadier general, who was supposed to superintend over about 6-10 barracks around that area, and now made the lieutenant colonel, who is supposed to be court-martialed, as witness to that case. I was deeply involved in that case. And this is what happens. It is for these guys to breach security in the barracks, there must be willing collaborators.
Now, those are the major issues, the collaborators.
Yes.
Still within the system.
Still within the system.
All right. So it's up to the military to fish out those collaborators if any progress will be done. Well, let's welcome Somi Uranta to this conversation. Thank you very much for being part of the conversation this morning. I'll come back to you, Mr. Uranta. But let's go to Mr. Omojave, who stayed with us. This escape, looking at the escape now, and the possibility of willing collaborators. And this is happening at a time when insurgents are running away from Nigeria under threats of an American invasion. And also, those that used to deal in weapons, those that used to give them arms, alleged to be giving them arms, escaped. Let's use the word that they have used. Escaped. What do you make of this? And your thoughts also, if you want to add the DSS officials who were also sacked and pictures published, which basically is embarrassing, letting the public know that, look, don't do business with these people because they are no longer in the service of the DSS. What is going on with the security architecture?
Actually called a sober reflection. It's really bad, very, very, very discouraging. First of all, for the soldiers actually bridge our security architecture, supply both arms, and I said it in our last conversation, giving the bandits Boko Haram information on how to strike. It's really, really unfortunate, and it actually takes us back, and it's actually a fight against these insurgents, and it's really, really embarrassing. I think the people in charge of that prison, also that they were I think they should also have their time. We should not hold this issue with the blow. We should treat it as serious as it can. Should pay for it, and the security, I think they should go for the remaining 8. I think just the way you say the court one is remaining 8. They should make sure they bring the remaining 8 to book. Then for the DSS, it's so unfortunate that the DSS are used to be very rare.
But it's not before you go to the DSS conversation, it's not the first time that we are getting jailbreaks like this. Some will be arrested, some may not be arrested, and at the end of the day, we hear nothing about it. Don't you think this will be one of those?
I think because of the current conversation, our head of now, I think the president of should take this as a litmus test, so that they got this into the issue of what Donald Trump. I think they should put their boots on ground and start working to make sure they bring all of them to book, all their collaborators, the people that supply them information, how they broke the walls of the prison and anything they did. They should bring everybody to book. We should not play too low with this, because you see, when a so-called repentant bandit or a Boko Haram person is now absorbed back into the society, these are the effects that we get. Now, soldiers that did which crime, that they are supposed to face firing squad if they are found guilty, not just putting them in jail, they fired because the guns, the information they're giving out led to the deaths of people.
Interesting point you raised.
It's so unfortunate.
Interesting point.
It's so unfortunate that it's so unfortunate that we just play with critical issues in this country. And I'm really saddened hearing this news. It saddens me on a sincere note. It saddens me. Then for the DSS, we should go back to the core of the formation of DSS. DSS are secret police.
Thank you so much.
Go back. We should look at the.
Thank you so much, Mr. Justice, for your submission. We need to go back, actually, to make sure we review this. Let's get Mr. Somi Ranta to join the conversation. Mr. Ranta, what do you make of this particular? How possible is it that, the Nigerian Army headquarters to the 7th Division, I think around 2 a.m. from information we gathered, there was a break in the guard room. How is it that let's say the barracks now are now porous to the point that people who are in the barracks actually can now help or aid other soldiers now to be pulled out of the guard room? And also, what does this really speak, or how does this really, explain the fact that last week or thereabouts, some soldiers refused or were kind of talking about how their morale is down with the fact that they have been sent out to go and fight the terrorists with repentant Boko Haram members, which in turn have been, or rather sent back into our military. Let us actually walk around this. And what does this really portend exactly for Nigeria security? Because Nuribadu told us that some of the arms being used by all these people, I'm talking about the terrorists and co, are supposed to be Nigerian property at this point in time. But they found themselves, or they were found in the hands of terrorist members.
You see, I am actually surprised that you are surprised that this is happening. You see, the American threat is opening up a lot of things. When the people fail to do what they ought to do, only go ahead, keep doing what they ought not to do, there's certainly no good life in the people. That is what we are seeing in Nigeria. You see, don't forget, is it the chief of army staff or chief of defense staff was killed in an helicopter by terrorists? So many things have happened. They have gone to a Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, ransacked the place and killed and even took hostages of senior military officers. What happened? So many things has happened. They are threatening even to bomb or attack the seat of lawmakers, the legislature. So many things have been going on, and nobody has been called to book. So when all these are happening, it shows that the porosity of our national security architecture has been compromised by the real people who are supposed to, who swore to uphold these agencies and organizations. You see, when people in government, when politicians begin to break down institutions, when they begin to corrupt institutions, they weaken the foundation of democracy. So to the point that today we say we are in a democracy, we are not in democracy. We have to find a name we'll call this system of governance we are operating. More will happen. More will happen. How can you bring? Yes.
Mr. How do you feel about the president declaring a state of emergency on security architecture? Basically, the police training college. He has declared this a state of emergency there. You think that will help solve the problem that we've been having?
This system, this issue is so this tokenistic approach to issues shows that there's no deep thinking in government. There is no deep thinking. We need to have men who are professional, who spend their time to think about the problems of Nigeria and how to solve it. That is why I respect men like the Chifawo, the sage of Ikene. He says that while his mates and friends were outside in the pubs having fun, that he has been thinking, staying awake to think and contemplate the problems of Nigeria, to the point that he has this, all the problems of Nigeria, and then the solution to behind them. So the people who are in government today, they don't think about Nigeria. They think about their personal issues. That's why you are seeing all this one.
Okay.
It cannot work.
Well, that's
just the police college thing cannot work.
Okay, that's your summation. Mr. Fanimo, you think it's going to work? One word, 1 minute, please.
You mean the reorganization?
State of emergency that's been declared.
Well, maybe for the optics. because nothing will change. You see, the crop of instructors in our police colleges cannot really turn around the police colleges. You still find the drilling instructor that were trained 30 years ago, the art of self-defense and all that. You still see the curriculum that is not AI compliant.
Okay, we'll get into all of that during newspaper review. We'll go deeper into that. But in the meantime, let's touch on our last conversation. APC sweeps chairmanship seats in Niger local government poll. Well, let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll dive into this conversation. Well, the ruling All Progressives Congress has won all the chairmanship seats in the elections conducted in all the 25 local government areas of Niger State. The party also won 271 of the council seats in 25 LGs, while the opposition People's Democratic Party clinched only 3 seats in Tafa and Rafi LGAs. The election was held on November 1, with over 10 political parties fielding candidates for the electoral position. The Commissioner for Operations, Niger State Independent Electoral Commission, Mohammed Liman, released a statement of the outcome of the election, said certificates of return will be issued to the winners. Well, many Nigerians have expressed concern over this recent development as the APC continues to win local elections and receive defectors. Well, quickly, let's touch on this. It's a roller coaster for the APC. It's win, win, win. All they do now is win. Quoting a song.
You see, it would have been a different ballgame if opposition party had won. It's still the bandwagon effect. Show me a state where a particular party is the governor, and then it will lose local government election. He is the appointee. He's the appointer of the State Independent Electoral Commission, and he uses his human resources to conduct that election. He uses his material resources to conduct that election. So technically, there is no way that person will lose that election. That is the way it is structured, and it has always been like that. Okay, let's give an example. Rivers State, 2 weeks to election, adopted PPA. And within 2 weeks, PPA became so popular and won all the local government, 23 local governments in Rivers State. What does that tell you? It shows the level of corruption and the level of impunity at the local government elections across the states.
All right. Now, level of corruption across states. Omochabe, level of corruption across states. How do we solve this problem? Looking at a point raised by Mr. Fanimo here, where the governor appoints the state electoral officer. How do we solve the problem? Is this how we will continue to run elections? Or let me use a popular Nigerian song. Shena like this we go the day.
Now like this we go the day. The fact remains that if for me, we can't just keep fooling ourselves. That's just the principle. Now, there are 2 options left for Nigeria in terms of our local government administration. First of all, let us amend the to read that we have only 2 federal units, which is the federal and the state. Then the state should create local government convenience. I think that should be the best option, rather than thinking we have an independent local government system, whereas the local government is tied to the apron string of the government. The governors dictate. If the governors are in GPP today, the local government seat. If the governors are in GPP, UNP will not the local government seat. It goes around both in PDP. That is how it is. So let us stop fooling ourselves. Stop thinking that the local government are a federating unit. let us tie them to the state. Let the state dictate how the local government is being run. Just the way it is in America. The affiliated units are just two. It should be the responsibility of the state. Because we can't say we have independent local government. Whereas today, if you say, okay, there was a state, that the local government chairman said, if the federal government give us our money directly, we will take it to the governor, let the governor share for us. So we are fooling ourselves. Let us focus on the federal and state. Let the state run local government the way they think they can run it. If state, let their local government develop the way the state thinks their local government will develop. Be a way out. Because today, when you send a constitutional amendment to the National Assembly, the House Assembly will say, no, we don't want local government full political autonomy.
Yeah.
So that's, we should stop fooling ourselves.
All right,
and just allow them be the way they want to run it.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Justice Omojave.
Mr. Asomi Ranta, what do you make of this particular, information? Because even in July election that happened in Lagos too, we saw that APC won all the local governments except one. If you take it back to River State, we also saw the result or actually being pushed out. Now, take it to the House of the Senate. APC also is controlling two-thirds majority, and now they have 25 governors here in Nigeria. What does this really portend? What do you make of this?
Well, all I will say is that it's winner takes all. The winner takes all. They don't take no prisoners. That is the way it is with Nigerian politicians. The fact is that Nigerian politicians have failed. They have failed woefully in learning lessons from history. And I must say here that those who fail to learn the lessons of history are bound to inadvertently make history repeat itself. Because we are not showing this is not a democracy. The politicians, the political class, the elite are very wicked to the citizens of Nigeria, to the nation. That's why we keep going backward. How can we continue like this? Every state we want. Is it not the governor that appoints the chairman of the electoral council? I mean, the electoral commission within the state. Just like the president appoint that of the federation too. So it's the same thing. But I keep on, repeating this issue, reiterating the fact that if we do not ensure the sanctity of the ballot, if we not ensure the sacredness of the ballot, then we are not doing ourselves any good. Because if you take away the power of the Nigerian or any of the citizens to vote for somebody and their vote counts. If that is taken away from the people, then we don't have a government.
Indeed.
We must get to the point where we will be able to, when somebody votes, the person you voted for should be announced as the winner, not the person
that of course will deal with the issue of voter apathy. Well, thank you very much, Somi Uranta, philosopher, author, activist, and public affairs commentator. Thank you very much.